Detroit Lions fans, what's up? It's your boy Will back with another episode of Detroit Den 313, where we talk all things Detroit Lions. Today, I'm going to be talking about just a little thing that I think a little nugget that we could give this offense could just make it even a little bit more overpowered. And then we're going to get into a little bit of news and notes about things that are going on. Getting right into it, man. I gotta talk about my boy Steve. My boy Steve was out there at Disney, just kicked back vacation. He's on the beach, man. He couldn't be here today. They got some things that they're trying to do today. But I just want to give a shout out to him, Steve, man. I miss you. There he is, just out there enjoying himself, man, living his best life on the beach. Steve, man, keep on doing your thing. Can't wait until you get back to hang with us here at Detroit Den 313. I'm sure I speak for everybody when I say we miss you. We miss you a bunch, man. But injury report coming out of practice today, per Tim Twentyman, we got Trevor Nowaski, which is kind of new. I didn't see that yesterday. Concussion, no practice today. Levi Onwuzurike, limited practice. DJ Reader, limited practice. Taylor Decker, full go, baby. Aleem, full practice, and Pascal, full practice today. I love it. Now, it's been said that Reader, Decker, Pascal, Aleem are guys that are gonna be playing in the Buffalo Bills game most likely. I love to hear it. I think that's a game where we're gonna need all our soldiers out there going to war. So I'm excited to see those guys back at it, and I'm also excited for just this little bye week that we've got, guys. That with especially with that defense and these guys getting an opportunity to really dive in and start to understand the defense more, start to be able to do some more things. Guys who just got in the building, just like Jamal Adams, Quan Alexander, those guys, man. I think the longer they're here, the more things that Aaron Glenn can get out there and call, the more dangerous that will be. And it's the same goes that guys that's been here a little bit longer. I'm sure that there were some new wrinkles added. So I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think this defense is being grossly underrated. It was talked about in the comments yesterday. Legion of whom. I think we're going to find out whom we really got on this defense, and especially as we get guys back as well. But I'll get more on my soapbox when we talk about our game day episode. Right now, the focus is this offense. So, Green Bay Packers game. We talked about going forward on fourth down. That's who we are as a team. That's who our coach is. That's what we're going to be doing. So for me, all I could think about since then is we need to kind of figure out a way to make that fourth down, those third down and ones, fourth down and ones, twos, almost like automatic, almost like a free throw. You know what I mean? Like it's just basically, they 85-90% chance that this thing is going to be a successful attempt, man. So the reason why I say that is this. Let me load this one in. This is the Green Bay Packers game, third down on the goal line. This is what's going down. On the goal line, let me rewind it if you didn't catch it. We got QB sneak, and we got both angles, right? Jared Goff, QB sneak, third and probably less than a yard or a yard. We got QB sneak. So if you look at this right here, there was a little bit more to be had to me in that run. So then we come back on fourth down, and this is what I talk about. Turning around and handing it to the running back leads to an opportunity for penetration, right? So when you're turning around and handing it off, you got that time for people to shoot gaps and defensive linemen to use their twitchiness to get back into that backfield and get penetration. That's what really truly worries me about it. And we got the last angle of it so you can see it. These D linemen getting off of the ball, crossing our offensive lineman's face, getting into that backfield and causing penetration. Anytime that we're turning around and handing off the football in short yardage situations, those are things that I worry about. All right. So how do I think that we can, I don't want to say fix, but how do I think that we can make this thing like a free throw? How do I think that we can make this thing a little bit automatic? I alluded to it in our episode where we talked about the fourth downs, but this is it. Philadelphia Eagles got this thing down to a science. It's the tush push, and it's Jalen Hurts and some of their strongest guys behind them, the tight ends, the running backs, pushing him into the end zone, the offensive line getting low and helping him out, right? I think that when we talk about the Detroit Lions, oftentimes we're talking about us having the best offensive line in football. Right? I think the reason is because those guys are technicians and those guys are strong. Why couldn't we do a tush push? Right? Is kind of what I'm alluding to. Why are we turning around and handing that football off? Or if we are going to hand it off, why not bring David Montgomery up a little bit shorter? Right? So almost like a fullback dive type situation. So where the defensive lines don't have as much opportunity for penetration, right? Guys, just a thought. Feel free to tell me I'm an absolute idiot, but I'm going to try to take this thing to the next level. So please, hope you're hanging in there. Bear with me. I'm going to try to take this thing to the next level. Let me share my screen. We're going to go into Will's Detroit Den little playbook here, and we're going to go to that Dtown push is what I'm calling it. Dtown push, just getting the personnel out there to start this thing off. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown in a tight end type position right there on the line of scrimmage, just a feisty, gritty guy that you know is going to stick his nose in there to block. Next to him at the left tackle, we got Taylor Decker. Left guard, Graham Glasgow. Center, Frank Ragnow. Right guard, you got Kevin Zeitler. Right tackle, you got Penei Sewell. Slot receiver, a little change that you haven't seen. Jahmyr Gibbs. Outside, I got J-Mo. At the halfback position, almost at fullback, right behind the quarterback, I got David Montgomery. And to the left of him, I have Sam Laporta. And a little tweak here. At the quarterback position, I brought in Hendon Hooker for the tush push. Now, if we can get just opportunities to get Hendon Hooker out there in meaningful situations, taking snaps, I think that it would behoove us to do so. Now, that's all it is. That's all you're going to see. So if we watch Jared Goff, he almost tripped over his feet a little bit. Like I said, I think there was a little bit more yards there. I think he could have gotten to the end zone if he was a little bit more athletic. I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a beast. But again, tush, push, our Dtown tush push, man. I think that this personnel will give us the opportunity to be able to make it almost automatic, because if you decide to load that box up, same personnel, we got options. We're faking a tush push. We're going to fake that little fullback dive to David Montgomery, and you got options. You got Jahmyr Gibbs out there for a little short. He could be a choice route. He could be a little out route. It could be a little 7 route, whatever you want to call it. You can have him jumping out of the backfield. You can have J-Mo on a little 7 or a little post or a little corner or a little choice route. Amon-Ra St. Brown dragging from the backside. And then you got the whole time the run pass option of Hendon Hooker out there booting out. I think that this would give us an opportunity. Right? This would give us an opportunity, to me, to be more of a threat in short yardage. If you load up that box, we got a guy like Hendon Hooker that can make you pay. He can get out, boot outside, try to deliver some dink and dunk passes, or take off, run for the first down. He starts getting meaningful snaps, starts getting some confidence behind him. Years down the road, when we're ready to turn this thing over to him, he'll be ready. He'll be ready because he's gotten some more experience in games that matter. All right. So, guys, like I said, feel free to let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm an idiot or what? Because when I look at this thing and going back to it, this is the first one right here. Now look at this other angle. Jared Goff at this other angle. When he goes down to me, I feel like if this is Hendon Hooker, he gets into that end zone. Jared Goff kind of stumbles down and just kind of falls before the goal line. Like I said, I'm not knocking him, but we know running around isn't his thing. He's about delivering that football on time and accurate. And he does a hell of a freaking job doing it. I just think, hey, man, why not get that guy Hendon Hooker off the bench to just do something that's meaningful, do something that's important for this team, let him start to add to the substance of this offense, right? Because I think it could be similar to Jalen Hurts. Now, is he as strong as Jalen? No, but I think he's equally as athletic, right? So, like I said, guys, leave it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about the Dtown push, man. The Dtown tush push, the Dtown tush push fake. Do you think that it's something that could add value to this offense? Because we're going for it on 4th down. That's who our coach is. That's who our coach is. It's not going to change. We're going for these 4th downs. It doesn't matter if we're backed up to our 30 or if we're on the opposite 30. Coach Campbell is going to be aggressive. So why not make it a free throw? Why not make it a layup? So like I said, leave it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, shame on you. Get subscribed right now. And we, as in me and Steve, will be back with another show.